Well, good evening, everyone. This is Tom here for Cab Crew Wednesday. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, everyone. Train Man 1 was the first one in here. That's Mickey. How you doing? Floyd Robbins was the second one in. How you doing, Floyd? Randall Ellison's here. Glad to see you. Ray Bertelson, how you doing? Grandpa Rails, good to see you in here. Okay, good. Everybody can hear me and everything. Yeah, so welcome to Cab Crew Wednesday. And been really busy here working on my layout. I've been on vacation, and I'm on vacation for 17 days, so I can get a lot of work done. But I've been working on the outside of the house too, and the grass was like maybe 18 inches tall, taking the time getting that all cut. But everything else has been going good, and got a lot of things done here, and working on the subway system, and I 3D printed this subway station. Hey, John from Schuylkill Valley, how you doing? Glad you can make it. This is a subway station. It says right up on the top there, subway station. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's scribed in there. And these are going to go up there or in the subway system. I also 3D printed some signals, green, yellow, and red. And these are for the subway system. I got to put them all together yet. I just glued in the LEDs and cut the wires so they fit in there. So that's, thank you guys. That's that. And I'm going to show you something on the other screen in a few minutes. But this is something that I got from Larry, the DCC guy. He did a video on this stuff. This is DCC Systems track cleaner. It's uses aluminum oxide. And what you do is you get a block, and then I took my little knife here and I cut off a sliver, and then you just rub this right on a track and clean it, and it does a good job. So I've got plenty here to do, and these are better than Bright Boys, so it's going to work out really good. So that's that stuff from DCC Concepts. It's DCT-TCB is the part number if anybody wants it. If you need any more information, you can go right to DCC Concepts site. I had to order it from there in England because nobody in the States had it in stock. Iron Planet Hobbies was carrying it, but they were out of it already. Hey, Mr. Mike, how you doing? Glad to see you in here. Keep it on the tracks. And then last show I was talking about my signals. I got them all working now, finally. And let's see, did I miss somebody? Freddie was talking about that problems he had with his track cleaner. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's pretty good. Hey, Les, how you doing? Glad to see you in here. So I had one signal that the lights weren't working at all. So, hey, Dwight, glad to see you in here. And so what I did was I sent it back to the guy who made it for me. And then after we talked about it, he couldn't get it to work at all either. So then we created a new signal. And I said, okay, just make me a new one. And then after I thought about it, that signal had 4 heads on it. And it didn't, I couldn't see the signals where it was located. On my lower level, I have a yard, and it was for the entrance to the yard. So what I did was I have a track that goes all the way around and it elevates, and that was blocking the signal. So what I decided to do was, before he made it, was tell him to make me one that stood up pretty tall. So now this will go over top of that elevation, and then then I'll be able to see those signals from where I'm at. So I got to install this. It came today, but I didn't have a chance to install. I was doing other things. But there's 4 signals on there. It controls 2 turnouts into the yard. So I got to keep that. Dave from DV Tech's here. Hi, Dave. How you doing? Glad you can make it. So that's another project I got to do, and that'll finish up my signals and go from there. And then John from Schuylkill Valley, he was making phone booths, and I'm going to put my phone booth here so you guys can get I'm going to see if I can get it to stand up. Yeah, now I got to drop no, you can't see it there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put it out here by the keyboard. Then you can see it there. Okay, there's my phone booth. And if I can get it on without knocking it over, it lights up. And there's a guy inside there. So how I did mine is I printed these on my rosin printer with clear rosin. And so the windows inside are all clear. And then we just painted certain sections of it. And my girlfriend helped me out with the painting. She's really good at painting. And she painted these real thin silver lines for the frames that go around the windows. This is what I used to see in phone booths. They were red. So so what I'm going to do is the LED is inside there. I'm going to glue that so it doesn't move. And then this wire here, I'm going to run up to the telephone poles, which I have all around the layout. And they'll look like the wires coming from the telephone pole. And then I'll run a wire down the pole underneath to power the LED. So, hello, Carolina Foothills. How you doing? Glad to see you made it in here. Thanks, Floyd. Appreciate it. Ray, appreciate it. So that's what I've been working on. I got 20 of these phone booths made, and I got to finish up the painting and everything. And she's going to come over. She comes over on the weekends and paints things for me, makes it a lot easier. So this is just hooked up to a 9-volt battery right now. And I put a resistor on one of the legs of these wires so that it wouldn't blow out the LED. So that's what's going to happen there. And now, since there's quite a few people in here now, I got a real problem that I've been working on. The subway system, I have it running, and I have 2 tracks up there, which I'll show you in a second here. If I go here, I don't know if the screen's going to be clear or not, but I'm going to add this to the stage. Okay. And that's my subway system. And I have 2 lines. You can see there's 2 lines there, and then there's 2 trains there. I've been working with new cameras now. I'm replacing all my, it's pixelating now. I'm replacing all my Wi-Fi cameras with wired cameras. And it's, there we go, now it's cleared. So you can see 2 tracks there. Now, on the other side of the layout, which I don't have a camera for the subway system. Oh, I'm going to turn on something here. Alexa, Echo, subway system on. Okay, now that'll take a second to refresh, but I got, I put LEDs, and they're SV3C cameras, and I put those LEDs in about a week ago, and I have them like blue, so that makes it look like it's inside a tunnel. So then once I get the sides up, I'm going to put some graffiti on there, and you'll be able to see that, and a couple of scenes in there and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the booth that Superman went into, Dwight. But glad to see you made it in here, Heath. Appreciate it. And so that's that. Now, on the other side, see, there's a subway station there between those 2 trains. And on the other side, there's no subway station, but the track has an Atlas 571. It's a crossing. So the inside track then goes to the outside track, and the outside track goes to the inside track, right? So my problem is that when those 2 MTH engines run over that 571 crossing, one direction they hesitate, the other direction it almost comes to a complete stop. I had 13 Wi-Fi cameras around my layout, and they wouldn't refresh fast enough. So because I'm streaming now, that's why I'm seeing the pixelation here, because that picture is clear. I think when I put it up on the stream here, it's doing that. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So I gotta change the view here. I'll show you something else. I gotta minimize this screen. I got a new plugin. This is OBS that is presenting this screen. I have it running in the background, and it makes it difficult to get to the mouse in the right position. Okay, now if I go here, that's a Wi-Fi camera there, and see that that's my creeper, and on top of the creeper is a light. Now that light was on the ceiling to my right, and when I put a camera on the beam where I have my Hall of Fame with all my stickers on it, the light from that light would blind the camera and it couldn't see the farm scene or whatever. So today I got from Amazon a very flat light, and I put that up on the ceiling now, and now it doesn't block the view of my new camera that I got up there. That one there is what I'm going to is PTZ cameras, so I don't need so many, and then I can rotate the cameras around and show different views. So I'm going to show you I'm a PTZ camera up on my third level, which I just did. I got to get to that here. That's this view, and that's showing my combine running. And if I bring up, the only way I can get the camera to move is using the software that I downloaded from the camera site. It's called P2P Client, and it works with the SV3C cameras. So if I rotate this, it starts moving. So don't get sick now, because I'm going to rotate it. And see, it's because it's streaming. That's why. But if I rotate it all the way around, it's going to come up to the barn. You can see. And then I can go over here, and we'll get to the cornfield in a second. Trying to not move it too fast. There's the barn lit up with that tractor building there, the silos, and then there's the cornfield. This camera rotates 355 degrees, so I can go all the way around this room, and then I could take you to the tunnel that goes through the wall that I drilled to get to this side of my layout from the other side. So that's the cornfield. Still going cornfield. That's my front door on the bottom. And if you keep going, we're almost there. And there, I'm seeing light, so I should be getting there. There's the tunnel entrance. So that's that. That's how I can move them. And be right back. Okay, Heath, take your time. So that's what that is. And that's the cameras that I'm working with now. So this here camera covers that whole third level. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4 Wi-Fi cameras up there to try and get all of the area covered. So with one camera, I can rotate around. So I've been running Ethernet cable and around and through holes and everything, and getting it to the cameras and everything. So it's a long drawn out process, but I get it there. Now, if I go to like one of the other cameras on here, this one also is a PTZ camera. That's in the center of my room on the other side where the layout started originally. And there's I have a track light on the ceiling, and I wanted to see how much the camera would cover. So I got it, and I had another camera, which was going to be for the subway system in the other corner, so it'll get the 2 other sides. And I mounted the camera up on the light, So it's just doing a view, and I can rotate that camera, but I'm not going to rotate it because it's just refreshing right now. I guess OBS is giving me some agita, so I got to do that. But anyway, so I'm working on the subway system, and this is what led me to these other kind of cameras, because I wanted to get something that I could see both lines, both sections in either corner. So now I only need 2 cameras for that. I was planning to get 4 cameras, and then I just got 2 cameras. So they work out a lot better. And hey, Gerald, how you doing? God, you can make it in here. Carolina Foothills, I think I said hello to you, but if I didn't, glad to see you in here too. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. And now back to the track up there. The Atlas 571, the engine hesitates in that spot. And like I said, it also stops on the other side. So when I run one train through, it hesitates for a second, and then it continues on. Come on the other side, the train goes through and it stops. And it's all because on the crossing, it has insulate. It's all insulated. It's all plastic. And these engines from MTH are only 2 wheels. I got the engine right here. And as you can see, only 2 wheels on it. So when this hits that plastic section, there's no connectivity and it hesitates. So I contacted Atlas today and asked them about the crossing. And we thought that if we put keep alives in it, we could keep the engine running. But I don't know where to put a keep alive in this decoder. This is not a Soundtrax decoder, which I know how to do those. I even know how to do Digitrax decoders and stuff like that. But this is a Proto Sound 3 decoder that MTH uses. So I called MTH. They don't answer the phone. I emailed them 3 weeks ago. They don't respond to emails. I emailed them again today. Hopefully, maybe they lost my first email. Then I contacted TCS, and if they could do it, if they knew more about the decoder, but he didn't want to give me any bad information and blow up the engine. So he was helpful. The Atlas guy was helpful. So it's just so much that I don't know. So I don't know. Like I was going to say, okay, I'll take that 571 out and put a double crossover there, because I need the train to be able to go on both tracks, because the outside track has an entrance and an exit to the helix, so they can get down the helix. So if I didn't have anything for the inside track to cross over to the outside track, then then I wouldn't be able to get the inside train down to the helix to go into the yard to do servicing or something like that. So I don't know. And there's no way to power that crossing part, which is all plastic. Now, I haven't tested a bigger engine there because the track up there, the curves are 18-inch and 15-inch. So, but I could just put a bigger engine on the straightaway before the crossing and see if it goes through it in both directions. Something I got to try. Oh yeah, Les. I don't know what that means, but let me see. MTH decoders are positive switched, where the others are negative switched. Yeah. Well, see, what's weird about this? I'm going to take down this OBS screen. I'm going to remove this. Bring me back up here. On this engine, inside, I see two blue. There's one and there's one on this side. And then there's this black and gray thing. Now, I don't know if they're capacitors. If they are, this engine, when I run it and I turn off the system or if I take it off the track, it doesn't keep running. So I don't know what they're for. So I don't know. Yeah, those. So I don't know why I can't get through to MTH. They must be really busy. Or I called the number. Matter of fact, Atlas gave me the number for MTH, which was the same number that I found on the website. And then I called them. Then I emailed them, and they replied back and said that we're MTH parts and services. We're not MTH trains, and we don't have a phone number. So I don't know what website MTH is on. I went to MTH trains site, and then I clicked on contact us, and it brought up a form, and I filled out all the information in the form. I put my message in there, emailed it to them or submitted it to them. Then I got another email back from them saying that they received my message. And that's the same email I got back when I sent that same form in 3 weeks ago, asking them this question, and they still didn't. They don't respond. So all I want to know is, A, can I put a keep alive in this engine? And B, where do I solder the wires to? Simple. 2 simple questions. If A is no, then I have another problem, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, because no matter what you do, you need some kind of crossing to get from inside to outside. Now, I could do on the corners, but my corners are 18 and 15. They don't make curved turnouts that small. So I don't know, unless I put a bigger curved turnout and then run the track in between and do 2 singles. Hi, Mom and Sons, train rail fans. Hi, Tammy and Ray. How you doing? Glad to see you make it in here. MTH decoder. Let's see. What did he say here? I thought I saw a comment about O. Oh, there it is. Grandpa Rail says MTH only does O scale. Show. Now scale trains bought their HO tooling. Oh, well, my boxes are in my remote building and I can't bring them out, but it says in big fancy letters, MTH, and it's HO scale. Now, I ordered these subway sets from Train World, and they had a video. I went back through looking for something on how to do MTH subway engines today, and did some research. And then Train World had a couple of Train World TV videos showing the MTH and their HO scale and their subway cars. They just came out with them maybe 2 years ago. And I bought a set when I first started this layout, and then I got another set just recently for the whole subway system up there. So yeah, so that's pull out the decoders and replace them. Well, that would be nice, but the inside these decoders, they coded up all the talk. In other words, yeah, that's my thunder and lightning in the background, Tammy. And so it has like one of the functions in there is to announce the next station. So when I'm running these subway cars, and I'm going to be running them with JMRI dispatcher, and I have the routines already set up. And when it goes to a station, it's going to stop at the station. Then when it pulls out of the station, it's going to announce the next station number, and it'll do that all automatically. So changing the decoders, I would lose all that functionality. So, but it's an option, and I don't know. So if I can do that. Yeah, that's my Tammy. That's my thunder and lightning scene, which I have more things to come for that in the future. I got the stuff, 3D printing stuff for it, and got some supplies, and I got to make that, and then I want to get some more backdrop for that area to put, make it look like clouds up there and stuff like that. So. But that's coming down the road. Yeah, I know that, Grandpa. You're still all right there, Heath. This going over some of my problems with my subway system I'm working on. Just had yeah, they run at 5-volt too. I don't know. Well, contact me, Tammy. I'll show you what you need to get for that. It's pretty simple stuff. Get ESU and record your own announcements and load your own files. No, N scale's too small. If I would have started out N scale, that would have been different. But I'm not gonna rip out this. I'm just improving it as I go. I can work on a lot of more details once I retire. I like HO scale. You can see it. N scale, I don't know. They have come a long way, but I still, maybe I'll put an N scale in my living room. I have a nice table there. I can put a little N scale layout on that table, maybe. That would be something else to do later. but I'm not going to do it now. Enjoy your coffee, Carolina. The only thing I want to do is get this subway system operational, and that crossing is giving me agita. And I've been, like I said, I called a couple of people today, but nobody wants to touch it. And the only people I haven't gotten through to is, let me just take this off, stop screen. And I can do this to this one too. Z and N, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it's conflicting with my streaming here, the OBS screens. So I just took them down. Do something with the pickups, Thomas. The pickups where? On the, you mean on the wheels? Les, you mean on the wheels? Can I put like, okay. So there, you're talking about the two wires. Yeah, Z and N are just too small. And T's, I think T's even smaller, right? So I'd be just afraid of breaking things too much. So can I hook up a Keep Alive to those two wires that come out of the trucks? I can solder. Would I need to put one on each end? Yeah. Hey, Steve 87, how you doing? Good to see you in here, Steve. Yeah, so let me just put this down so you guys can see my telephone booth. We'll see if Superman comes out of there eventually. Yeah, so I don't know. Like on this engine, I don't know if I can get it in the camera. See, there's the red wire. That comes from the truck. And then on the other side, I believe, should be a black wire, I would think, right? Let's just get this way. Yeah, and then there's a black wire coming up from the truck. Let me see. Get it in there. Hard to see it. I knocked over my phone booth. But there's a black wire right there. So, I don't know. But would I need two Keep Alives, one for each end? Yeah, I didn't glue the door on yet. It's loose. But it's Les was helping me out on that. What do you think, Les? Is that a proto 2000 subway cars? I got the ESU 58 420 decoders to add custom announcements to the logo. These are proto sound 3 decoders. MTH uses them, Heath. I don't think it's a proto 2000. I got these from Train World, Heath, and the Bronx, in the Bronx. That's where they're off. That's where their store is. And if you guys go on YouTube and just type in MTH subway cars, you'll see they're all the same. What about the other end? Has it got a pickup? Yeah, Les. Both ends have wires on them. There's a red and a black wire on both ends. And this end, the one end, the pickup wires. Pickup wires go to that connector. They plug into there, which then goes into this mess of wires in here. Yeah, probably, Heath. I don't know. Can't keep up with everybody buying everybody. So, yeah, I know what you meant. Turtle 1000. Was that N scale or HO scale, Heath, for you? I don't know. So that's what I've been working on. And that's what I've been trying to get resolved. I never took this engine apart before, so I took it apart today, and it just snapped right off. You don't even have to take the couplers. Oh, yeah. See, mine has sound in it, Heath. Yeah, I'd rather keep the decoders that are in it, but that should bridge the switch then and wouldn't stop at that length. That should bridge the switch, and then it shouldn't stop at that length. Well, I gotta hopefully that the MTH people get back to me. Yeah, well, the on one of the Train World videos, they were talking about the CEO of, I don't remember what train he was, but they came and got him, and then he did all the announcements for them. But I can't remember what his name was. Too many videos today. Thomas, you don't want to connect Keep Alive to track power. It's AC. You need to find a VCC on the decoder to connect to Keep Alive DC current. Yeah, I know, Gerald. Yeah, there's a couple of spots on the decoder that doesn't have anything soldered to them. Yeah, well, I haven't gotten to weather these cars yet there, Steve. Once I get the subway system running, then I'll start weathering them. But this is the 7th Avenue Express train. So, thanks, Grandpa Rails. That's not bad. So, yeah, I don't think putting it on the wheels. One of the other guys said, well, it doesn't hesitate anywhere else. on the layout. I mean, I've run it on dirty track and it continues to run. Yeah, that's right, Heath. R6, I think there are 62s. They have a whole series of them. I'd have to go back on and look at my invoice. Okay, Floyd, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Take care. So, I don't know. It's the other thing too I did is I moved my streaming station before it was over there in that corner. And that had a tendency to block the views of the camera because it was there. And it was also getting in my way when I was working on it. So now I moved it to its new location. I mounted a bigger screen on the wall, and I have my OBS screens up there, and I can do the streaming from here. So, and the wires and everything, just drilled a hole through the wall when they come out of my office and stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to do something with this table. This table is on this 3 legs. Okay. I'm going to get it and put it on 4 legs. And then I'm going to stick the legs. I'm going to cut them off so that I can drop this down to like desk level. Right now, I did it because I was standing all the time in the train room. Okay. And this is my first video back in the train room in a long time. So this here, I'm going to get some PVC pipe and then drill holes through it and put a pin in there. And then I can raise this up if I want to stand or drop it down if I want to sit. So that's what I got to work on next. Yeah. They had a big derailment in Fort Worth this morning. Wow. Didn't hear about that. I've been just watching a lot of videos on the Baltimore Bridge movement. They got that ship out of the way finally. Took them a real long time to get that moved. And it's finally back at dock now. So I saw today they were trying to lift the debris out of the river there. So we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, 55 days. That's right, Dwight. Long time. Well, I guess they couldn't start anything until they found the last body that was lost. They finally found that, and then after they found that, then things started moving. So they were waiting. They waited and waited and waited, and it took them a long time to find that body. That was the delay. So at least the family has closure now. Yeah, on BLI. Yeah, but I know, Gerald. I have one BLI engine, and I sent it back to them. They upgraded it from 2.0 to 3.0, and they put a Keep Alive in it when they did that for me. So I never done one of those, but I opened it up after I got it and looked at it, and then they just had the wire soldered to a couple of contacts on the decoder in the one end. But this here decoder in this engine. It's hard to tell what is what. And I looked online for diagrams, couldn't find anything. And like I said, I called a bunch of different people and no luck. So it's just the way it goes sometimes. But I think a keep alive would solve my problem. So I'm going to take an engine. I'm going to test this tomorrow. I'm going to take an engine with 6 wheels on it and run it through. One that has a keep alive on it and one that doesn't have a keep alive, because I don't have keep alives in all my engines yet. But they'll eventually get them once I get to that project. So I have to see. Yeah, let's rearrange this a little bit. Hey, I got my Train Freak shirt on tonight. An O-scope would be handy. I don't have one of those. That's nice, Mike. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I also ready to start running the other trains pretty soon. I got this new track cleaning stuff that I'm going to try and see how that works. Hopefully that'll be good stuff. It's a liquid, and you mix it with alcohol, and then I can pour that in my brass cleaning car back there, and then I can rub liquid on the pad of that cleaning car. And what new track cleaning stuff? Now you're going to make me get the box, aren't you? I got to get it. Hold on. That wasn't too bad. This stuff. Deoxit. This was I saw this on Larry, the DCC guy, and you take a bottle of this, you pour it in the bottle, and then you fill the rest of it's a 32-ounce bottle. I got a couple of those, and you pour this in, you dilute it with alcohol, and yeah, that was Larry, the DCC guy, showed a video on it. And so I got it. I got these. I ordered these, I think, off of Amazon. So I got 2 of these. I'm going to make 2 batches, have enough. Then we'll see how it works. Now, he did a demo on doing his helix, and he just wanted to see if there was no slippage or nothing. But I'll do that all the time, but prefer licking the third rail. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not cheap, but free shipping. I'll if it works, it'll be good. I'll let you all know after I test it. So I got to clean and do some vacuuming and stuff like that on the layout. Now that I got all the subway system done. This one section of the subway system was originally done with a rosin printer. And I made these things. I 3D printed this. Now what this is for the track to line up, so that way I have enough room for the platforms for the subway station. So I made 3 of these for each station. The only problem was when I made these, this gap here wasn't wide enough. And so I had Jim Tedesco help me with this, and we made this a little wider. Now the track slides in here, and then I just glued with this glue I have, and glued the track to this piece. So this, I just tossed these because they were too small. But because that section was done already, and I'm putting the subway station in the center instead of on the end hanging over the edge, I decided to 3D print those sections and then realign the track. And I got that all done this past week. So yeah, so that's what I had done to get that way when it's up there, the tracks were aligned, and I didn't have to worry about eyeballing it and seeing if I have enough room for the platforms and stuff like that. So yeah, that's right, Mickey. So you can even put it, spray it a little bit on a rag and wipe the track. So I'm going to try and see. But it takes, I just take the alcohol, pour it in the same bottle, mix it up, and then I got to, it breaks it down. And I don't know what the percentages are. I think he said 5% or something like that. So, yeah, I use CRC contact cleaner too, but I've used a lot of different things, and I'm trying to get to do one thing. So this is hopefully the one thing that I'll be able to do. Plus, then I can pour it in my gold cleaning car and run that around and let it do the cleaning. Instead, before I was using Woodland Scenic's Tidy track, which has 2 pads on it. Then I would put some stuff on the pads and then do that. But that's an extreme thing. Okay, John, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, and we'll catch you later. Thanks again for stopping in. Yeah, they're good here. Let's see. Yeah, I hear you, Les. I like CRC. Yeah, I use CRC. I have a couple of cans of it around. I use it for different things. So, yeah, let's see. Almost an hour. Yeah, so that 9-volt battery has that light still lit up. So, so how's everybody else doing? Anybody got anything going on their layouts? See, the screen stays good for a while, and then it, I don't know, this OBS and stuff really. Yeah. See, the S226. Yeah, I still have a can of that. Okay, Mike, and have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you coming here. Well. I didn't see any of my cab crew members drop in here tonight. Well, Mike is. He was here. But I guess Daryl and Artie are still busy. I know Daryl had problems last week, and Randall covered for him, which was really nice. So, well, he contacted me, and I didn't see the text until later. I leave my phone in my office, and if I'm in the kitchen or something cooking dinner, and then I came back and I saw a text, and I replied back to him, sure, I can do it. And then he sent me a message and said that Randall was doing it. So I said, okay, good. So, okay, JD, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, and we'll catch you all later. Yeah, Randall, you sort of kind of are. Yeah, so, okay, people. Well, we've been going here for an hour. Unless anybody has any questions or concerns, I'd like to say thank you for all the people that stopped in here tonight to listen to me. I appreciate all the suggestions and the help anybody has given me, and hope everybody has a great week, what's left of it. And I don't know who's doing next week. Next week is the 5th. Is next week the 5th Wednesday? If it's the 5th Wednesday, then it's Mike and James. But if it's the first week, then I'm not sure who's doing the first week anymore. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Thanks, Randall. Appreciate it. So everybody, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you all in the next video. Everybody, take care.